This is the Brave Ideas podcast, brought to you by Aqua. And today, we are live.
Okay, so today's a very, very special day for us. Usually we have a podcast in a dungeon, in a small room upstairs, and we're not usually in front of a live audience, so this is a daunting task for us.
It is a daunting task for us, but perhaps we should introduce ourselves in the show before we start expressing. So, welcome everyone to a very special episode of the Brave Ideas podcast, the show that is all about bringing to light fresh perspectives from the worlds of digital and marketing. I'm Dan Herman. I'm a space invader. I'm Lester Wunderman's fifth cousin, twice removed on my father's side. And I'm joined today.
By the way.
What do you mean?
Oh,
You don't know.
okay.
And I'm joined today by my lovely co-host.
That's right. I'm Esther. I have nothing very important to say about myself, like Dan, because he's the one-liner guy. But I am head of conversation analytics here at Aqua, and we're very excited to have a chat to you today. We're very excited to speak to some live guests, and Dan's going to tell you why, because today is Wunderman Day.
Yes, so today we are live streaming to connect with the Wunderman community on Wunderman Day, which is a global culture day. And what this means is that basically we are connected to all our offices. We're giving a special shout out to the offices in our pod, which are Jakarta, Chicago, Prague, and Barcelona. We've just come out of watching the videos and unboxing all the lovely culture boxes that we've got. Obviously, Aqua's video is the best, but I do want to give a special shout out to the Prague video for some very interesting comments about Franz Kafka's nationality. And today we are very excited to be sharing our culture with all these offices in the Wunderman network through a medium that makes us at Aqua very proud. Well, me at least, maybe Esther.
Dan's love
the
child.
medium of the Brave Ideas podcast.
Yes, so today we have some very special, innovative Aqua guests, and they're going to be coming and telling you about what Aqua is like in terms of culture, but also in terms of the things that we feel that we're creating here that are really important. So we hope that some of the things we share with you can really be used in agencies all around the world.
Great. So how do you get involved with this show? Because it is an interactive show, it's a live show, and the whole purpose of it is for us to be connected with our offices and to invite their engagement. So we are live on Periscope. Hi, Periscope.
Hi.
Hello. And so you can tweet, you can communicate with us via that platform. Alternatively, you can tweet on Twitter with the hashtag AquaBraveIdeas. That's hashtag AquaBraveIdeas. We're really hoping for lots of questions and lots of interaction throughout the show, and we'll be showcasing some of these user questions throughout. So we encourage all of you to get involved.
Get involved, get tweeting.
Yeah.
Okay,
Word.
so I think we're going to just run straight into it and get this party started. We have the amazing privilege of having a guest with us today that is really, I think, the most dominant force at Aqua. She's also known as Yes Ma'am and Boss Lady at times. We have with us today Head of Traffic, Emilia Brooks. Emilia,
Hi guys.
how are you doing? Did you have a little whiskey
No,
just
I don't
now?
know what you're talking about. Happy Wunderman Day, guys.
Cool.
Thank you too.
So Emilia, what's new?
So Dan, I'm here today to talk about how passionate I am about enabling collaboration at Aqua. So I come from a very traditional background where the traffic department's always seen as the gatekeepers to the studio. You know, each department can't talk to each other. We put up these walls. That was back then. Okay, times have changed. Finding better, agile solutions is now key.
So Emma, so that's really interesting. I mean, obviously your whole job is to act as a link between different departments and ensure that all the different work gets done. So I'd be quite interested for you to unpack some of the challenges around that you experience around driving collaboration. What's preventing it?
So obviously we have a process, a standard process, and most of our peeps, everyone sticks to that standard process. There is a 5%,
they are the naughty crowd.
But, our challenges are mostly around getting the people to actually, instead of waiting for a meeting to be set up, why don't you get up and go and get those answers? Sometimes people wait, I didn't get my brief, so I'm not going to actually start. Get up and want to go and get those answers. We need to see the passion and people wanting to be a part of that job. It's a project, you're involved, you need to take ownership.
Absolutely.
So those are the sort of challenges I'm getting is putting that fire underneath everyone's butts.
That's a good enough word.
Everyone's butts, it's not. So yeah,
bums
those are
on
my...
the other hand, bums is
a better word.
Putting fire around people's bums. Those are the sort of challenges that we face.
But this is Aqua South Africa, and in South Africa we have some very specific challenges, and we have a very specific type of market here. How do you feel that changes our setup in this agency?
So I think we actually have the upper hand in South Africa because we have so many cultures. So our traffic department they know how to deal with different people with different backgrounds and all the diversity involved. So I think we've actually got the upper hand.
But I think it's also quite interesting because if you look in our specific context around things like that are out of our control. So load shedding is a good example. Load shedding refers to, for all our international followers, load shedding refers to the rolling blackouts that happen on account of electricity shortages in South Africa. And sometimes what that does is that obviously that forces us into positions where we can't deliver for clients. And, as the person who's accountable for the different departments, sometimes you've got to do a lot of managing around uncertainty. So how do you approach uncertainty in that?
Obviously, I'm very grateful to our CIO, Jeremy. And now we do have a beautiful generator that helps me a lot with my issues. But before we had the generator in place, powering the whole building, honestly, as soon as the power goes down, I'm running downstairs to Studio 1, bring your laptops upstairs. Studio 2's covered. I'd run over to the client service side, bring everyone over. I mean, it's all about running around. That's what traffic ladies do.
Very hands-on. You have to
Absolutely.
you literally are enabling that collaboration all the time. Why does the process look different for you?
For me, and it works so well at Aqua, I think. Obviously we've got the flexibility to change it if it's not working for us. So that I love. We're not really that, hectic. Every single client, if my client service team come to me, this is not really working. Okay, then what? How can we do it together and how can we mold it? But for example, our standard process, each of our client portfolio have a lead in each department that are dedicated to their business.
So I want to just go back a step just to talk back into collaboration, but also specifically how Aqua's culture supports it. So what is it in Aqua's culture that enables collaboration? What do we do differently in terms of our behaviors and our values?
So a really good example is obviously our colleague Shira. She's the account lead on the multi-choice account. There's something that Shira's doing. She's onto something fantastic. She walks in, she's making a cup of coffee with her team members. She's preparing her lunch in the kitchen. She's talking about her jobs, the status on the job. She's getting involved, you know what I mean? She's not waiting for the process, even though the process does, enable her to meet with people at certain times. But she's, going that extra step to have those conversations, to build those really strong relationships with her team. Because if you think about it, if something goes wrong on a project, she's built so much trust with the team members. They're all going to group together and we're all going to fix it and find a solution together.
It's awesome. And I think what's so beautiful about that is that actually it's the strength of the one-to-one relationships in an agency that drive that collaboration between the different departments. So you don't look at things so specifically around this is what strategy thinks, this is creative. You actually look at it at a personal level. And if you can treat it at a personal level, then I guess what you can do is break through and start building real relationships and real working relationships and partnerships.
Absolutely.
That enable it very effectively.
Okay, so we've got, because obviously today we're taking a lot of interaction from people who are tweeting us. Again, the hashtag is @Aqua Brave Ideas.
Hashtag Aqua Brave Ideas.
Sorry, hashtag Aqua. I'm going to get this right. By the end of the show, we'll be flying. So we've got a tweet now from Kirsten Wiggle, and she's asking us, how do you get a company like Aqua to make collaboration a focus?
So I think, we're almost there. We do, Aqua, we're a very big company. It's huge. This building's deceiving. Every time you turn a corner, it opens up again. But somehow we feel like a very close family. And I think we do a lot together that most agencies don't do. So I think the collaboration will come, if we put more emphasis on building those relationships, with each other.
So that's great, and it's also really interesting. I think Kirsten Wegel is based in Prague, isn't she? No, she's based in...
She's here.
Not an international tweet, that's
another Kirsten.
In fact, I think she might be in the room, but
So Emilia, thanks for that. And I just wanted to ask you, just to wrap up this awesome conversation. And I think what's really beautiful about this conversation is this emphasis on relationships. But if there was one thing that you could take out of this conversation for Aqua as well as the broader industry, what would it be?
So I think don't be afraid to build relationships with your peers, and most of all, have fun. Have fun doing what you love.
That's amazing.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Emilia. That's great.
Pleasure.
Before we chase Emilia away, because she is the heart of the operation and the connector of people, and there might be people that want to learn from your experience, learn about how you're doing that. There might be other agencies that have questions about that. How can people possibly get hold of you?
So they can send me an email on emiliab@aquaonline.com or find me on Facebook, Emilia Brooks.
Awesome. Thanks.
Cool.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.